What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Keeping It Blunt. We're sorry we're a little bit late, and we do have a new time today for this week. It was an hour later. Crazy week for us, but we still wanted to get it done. Hopefully now, if you were just getting off work, we definitely got you at home now. You definitely have the chance to spark one up, drink with us, chill with us, whatever that may be. We really appreciate you hanging. We already got a comment in here from our boy Fantasy Football Hustler, who you'll see as a guest very soon on here. Says bong is loaded. We appreciate I got the bong with me today. I'm going to roll up a J as we're going through the show. Been meeting to meeting, so it's been quite crazy, but we got a great show for you guys today. Switching up the format. We're doing a lot of fun stuff, so we'll see how it flows. I think it's going to go great per usual, but regardless, we're going to get nice and high with you guys, talk about everything that you want to talk about, so make sure to stick with us. This is an Unwrapped Sports podcast. Check us out on Unwrapped Sports on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Please go subscribe to our YouTube page. You'll find us live on there right now. And of course, you can check us out on all over. I mean, really, we're everywhere. So, I mean, you can check us up on podcasts for us on Apple, Spotify, a lot of places like that too. So yeah, just keep updated with everything that we have going on. And we really appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out with us. Caleb, what's up, buddy? I know, tell them where they can find you. Let us know how you're doing today, my man.
I mean, you can find me right down there on Twitter. Follow me at CHS Noel. Always posting shit about First Aid, obviously, based off of my Twitter handle. But, other than that, I'm very active on there throughout the day. I'm more active on there during the day than I am at night. So if you got free time down at work or, you're over there on the West Coast, like you guys wake up a little bit later. So, spend that morning. Come chill with me on Twitter at CHS Noel. It's awesome. I don't really want to start plugging shows yet. I could do that at the end. But, a big week for both of us. Big week for both of us, man. I know you've had a great week, so I'll let you touch on your big. I'll let you touch on your big week before I touch on mine. But yeah, go ahead.
Let's go. Yeah. So I mean, I've been at a brand for a while. It's been fun, but at least for me, I'm in the restaurant business when I'm not here. So I joined a new restaurant group, some big names on there. It's Innovative Marketing or Innovative Restaurant Group. Innovative Dining. It's great. So they got Katana and Boa, the steakhouses, and Sushi Roku. I'm right in there in that group now, opening up a store for them. So just a big deal for me, a big step forward for me in my career and joining a great group. So I'm extremely pumped about that. I had COVID like 2 months ago now. I'm feeling top notch, killing it, obviously beating it by this point. So brighter times ahead. Yeah, I know 2021, just to get real, I know it gets really depressing sometimes. I know it feels like the next day isn't guaranteed. It feels like happiness is really not in front of you at all times. You got to curate that yourself and find the little intricacies in life to really fall back in love with yourself and happiness, the things around you. So it's just a big year for reflecting in 2020. And that feels like 2021 is going to continue being in that same realm of rebuild, so I feel like for me, it's been great to feel like we got that win this week. Me and you both. It feels like when we were on the phone yesterday, the energy was just different. You got to accept those wins when you get them and cherish those wins, because sometimes it's a lot of losses right now in 2021, and keep your head up, guys, if it is a lot of losses for you too. But yeah, share some more news with you. I know I got a little deep there, of course, but yeah, keep your head up. And I know life sucks sometimes, so having those wins is fucking rad, right?
No, absolutely, man. And like, you could have said it any better. Like I couldn't have said it any better for sure. And I mean, it's just great. You got people behind your back who are always rooting for you, or in your corner at all times, and being able to push you to be the best person you are. In 2020, we kind of got, people got away from that because of everything that was going on, things of that nature. And 2021 honestly didn't start off that great, but I don't know. I feel like personally, things are just starting to take off. This is the year focusing on yourself, getting better, promoting yourself, promoting your business, promoting whatever you do, just, bettering yourself as a whole. And that's something that you and I had a conversation about last night, and, it was awesome and everything. But like you, I'm so proud of you, bro, moving on to a new thing where you're going to be running shit. That's fucking amazing, dude. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
But, man, I went through a lot. I got a DUI a couple years back, and so I've been carless for the past 2 years. And I actually just, purchased my first vehicle after that about 2 days ago. Man, I got a nice 2008. I got a nice 2008 BMW 328i, little sports little car for myself. So been whipping that thing around. I've been whipping that thing around the past 2 days. I wish I could show you guys a picture or whatever, but maybe the next show I'll bring that on. But very exciting, man. I'm not gonna lie to the fans out there or anything. I'm gonna be upfront and honest with you guys. That's what we're here about. Keep it blunt. That's what we do. So, I got that DUI. I moved on from it. Didn't mean I necessarily stopped drinking, but, I changed some of my ways and the things that I was doing. And now, I'm starting to reap those benefits that I put forth the effort to be able to do, man. So, me and you had those 2 rough weeks before this. We were just steady grinding, trying to get to these points. And now we're here, man. And it's just awesome. We're coming with a whole new energy with you guys now.
That's great. We're here to celebrate life, and we're here to talk about some fun shit. So right now we have a new format for the show. We got a great roll-up, pull-up. So again, if you're not familiar with the show, roll-up, pull-up, we do a poll every single week on our Twitter page. Check us out at keepingit_blunt. We do fun content on there, high content on there, trippy stuff, polls, showing all of our shows. So it's just a lot of fun on the keepingit_blunt Twitter. Thank you for everyone that participated in our poll this week. We have a cool one for you. And before we do, if you're in the comments, I know we already had a great comment in here already from our boy Hustler saying the bong is loaded. If you're smoking with us, if you're drinking with us, comment, please. We love the interaction. We love hearing what you're doing. And if you're just chilling at home, on your bed, phone right here while you're looking up, laying down, phone could drop on your face at any moment. Let us know. We don't care what your night consists of. We're just pumped that you're here chilling with us. We want to get interactive with you guys. So please let us know in those comments. We fucking love that, guys. But we got a good one for you for the roll-up, pull-up. Before we start the poll, what are you? I know it's a limited weed day for you. What are you smoking? What are you drinking, Caleb? I know I'll pass on to my next while I'm away.
Yeah, definitely, man. So I'm smoking a little bit of what I have left over in my residue from my white rhino. That's what I got left. So I'll try and space it out throughout the show. So I'm getting a little drunk with you guys tonight. Like I said, I'm more of a drinker than I am a smoker, but that's I enjoy both equally. Not saying I enjoy one more than the other, but I'm here to have fun, and then having weed, alcohol is the next best thing. I'm not gonna get into heavy drugs and start tripping out on fucking live stream and shit like that.
See, that was me. That was me back in the day. I would be like, you know what? There was an important life event. Like, let's take an acid tab. Let's go do some crazy ass shit.
So I got a half bottle of wine here, and then I'm gonna break out the little champagne I had left for our good week and our positive things going right now. So I'm gonna take a nice little swig of that.
Let's go, baby. I love that. I might even go whip out some alcohol at some point. But you know me, I'm more of a smoker than drinker. That's my yin to my yang, Caleb over there. So, we do have some differences in that regard. But I used to be a big drinker. I used to be a big, like you all know, I'm a recovered addict. And I used to be so balls to the fucking wall. It was so bad. So, yeah, again, to just smoke away, live my life, chill like that, I feel like it's a better spot for me now. But when I get wild, I get wild. I know Caleb's the same way. Like when he parties, he fucking parties. So when the world opens up again, me and him are going partying like crazy, but we'll let you guys know what city we're going to. If that's LA or Florida, we'd love to party with you guys.
Hey, we're both in a great position now. We're going to be, once things open back up, we're going to be going everywhere, man. I'm excited.
100%. I'm smoking on. I still got my guys get the gelato plug. Like I feel like every time I hit him, I'm like, you got something different for me this time. He goes, I'm telling you right now, I have like 6 strains, but this gelato is just fucking unbelievable. And I'm like, dude, the last 3 gelato batches you got me were insane. So I'm not going to mess with something. Why fix something if it's not broke? So I got myself another batch of that. We'll be smoking away on that. But we want to move on to our pull-up portion for you guys. Have you ever gotten so high that you thought, what superpower would I want to have? Have you ever left a Marvel movie or been in a cinema and said, I wish I could be SpiderMan and just fling my webs around this entire theater right now. I feel like everyone, even at a small age, you were sitting there like, ha-cha! Like all of a sudden you were Bruce Lee at the end of these movies and shit. So if you could, I was smoking on that Mercury OG. Hustler, thank you so much for popping into the show. We appreciate you, brother. That sounds fucking fire. So that's definitely invisibility for him. I love that. So yeah, we got, what superpower would you pick if given the choice? We had a good poll this week, guys. So again, appreciate it. I'm going to spark up as we're talking because this is something I need to be high for. We're talking about superpowers here. So the results, we have the ability to fly at 45%, controlled invisibility, like our boy Hustler just commented, saying that he would go in that route, 27%, superhuman strength at 12% and other at 16%. We didn't really get any written replies this time. We got GIF replies. I love that. People were
There's
just
a ton of GIFs, dude.
doing a GIF of what they would want. And I'll pull up some of those. I'll let you go first because your choice wasn't on here. You actually responded. So what superpower are you choosing in this?
Yeah, it might sound kind of douchey in a way, or kind of like impeding on other people, but I've always like wanted to have X-ray vision, bro. Like being able to see through walls, or like sorry for any females that are listening, but like be able to see through a little bit of clothes or anything like that. But like, I mean, like, how cool would that be? That was like a dream. That was like a dream when I was 13, and now it's just carried over till I'm 26 years old. So I mean, you know, X-ray vision is a big thing. I mean, if there's somebody coming to attack you, you can see through the wall and like whoop some ass real quick. Like you can do whatever you want to when you're trying to sneak in somewhere and steal some shit from whoever who's got a diamond of some sort that you need back to be able to save the planet or some crazy shit like that. Absolutely. I want to be able to see who's coming. I want to see what I'm getting into. And that's the best way to get X-ray vision.
So I'm going with ability to fly for me. If I can drop what I'm doing and fly to anywhere at any time, that's got to be it. I feel like the options are limitless. If that meant vacationing, if that meant strictly traveling for work, I don't think I would have to work if I was fucking flying. I'd have some much cooler gig than what I'm doing right now. But I feel like flying is where it's at for me. And you guys agreed. You said 45%. You said ability to fly. That's got to be it. To pick up where you're going, be a human airplane and travel places. That is unbelievable. So I do have the Keeping It Blunt poll. We're going to pull up a couple of our responses from you guys. And we, again, really appreciate you guys getting interactive with us on our polls. They're super crazy. But yeah, we had the superpower poll. So we had Anthony Sigamon, friend of the show, said Need for Speed. He threw the Flash GIF right there. Alex Valdez, another one of our buddies from the show, said strength and just to be an NFL safety or a running back. So he's thinking of a realistic superpower. Just wishing for better genetics is pretty much what he's asking, or a better training regimen. We got you, Caleb, of course, the X-ray vision right there. Great GIF. And our boy Robbie from Rum Boys putting the GIF from, I don't remember what movie this is, but I've definitely seen it. Remind me. X-Men. Yeah, I've definitely seen it.
Nightcrawler, bro.
Nightcrawler. What would you call that? Transportation?
Yeah, he can transport to places that he's been or has seen. So it's pretty cool. Like he can't transport to somewhere he's never seen or been, but he can transport to places that he has been or has seen. So really cool stuff.
It's pretty much some awesome State Farm commercial back in the day. Where,
where they poof and they.
That's practically what it is right there. If you're talking about, right. We got Connie. I'm robbing everyone if I can fly, bro. I am gone. Like I am doing the most outlandish shit, and I am in the Caribbean before you even blink. Like I'm telling you, my man, I'm on a date. I say, oh, Paris? That sounds fabulous. Jump on my fucking back. Let's get this.
Not even that, but like if you're on a date, bro, and you just got a skirt, you could just be gone. Like
you're on the worst Tinder date of all time, and you're just like skirt. Yeah, and you just literally fly home. Yo. So thank you again all for the replies for the superhero stuff. We're gonna get into some topics here. I'm gonna let Caleb start us out. But I mean, do you have a song today? I know you said you had a song, right?
We're gonna try and keep this thing. You know, sometimes copyright infringement starts to put some pressure on you, and you can't do as much. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play my song, man, and my song of the week. And that's gonna be, one that a lot of people should know. Pop Smoke, deep down in a lot of people's hearts, and that's What You Know About Love. I'm good. Skip ahead a little bit.
Take a nigga pic before she leave the door. I be waking up the pics before a nigga on it. And every weekend my shorty coming over. Shorty can Fendi out, but she like Fashion Nova. She ain't driving no Camry, she pulling in a Rover. With her hair so curly, I like she said, what you know about love. I tell you everything, I got what you need. Or we get what you want. You get what you please. We about to get it on. Take off them drawers. It's just you and me. You know what I be doing. I'm about to go wrong. Cause I like what I see. Look, baby, I said I ain't go front. You got my heart beating so fast, some words I can't pronounce. And I be getting the chills every time I feel your touch. I be looking at the top, and girl, it's only ice. All I need is a choice. And girl, I told you once, don't make me tell you twice. I know you see this print through my page that I know you like. And your eyes be looking so fat when it be in the taste. And I'm going straight to the top, so you ain't afraid of heights. You always keep me right, for a fact you never left. Through all the trials and tribulations, always had my best. So here's 5,500, go and get your rest. Still rubbing on your butt, still kissing on your neck. Hate better, hate better. Niggas know I had to swing, I had to make a play. I had to apply the pressure, cause you my hidden treasure. I think I'm falling in love. She said, what you know about love.
All right, baby, you go ahead with yours. I know you got yours rolled up, and
I love it. I love it. It's Pop Smoke's always a great song.
Pop Smoke legend, and
always a great song.
And
he's great. He got such a good vibe. He's so talented. It's crazy. But I know we don't have a lot of EDM heads in here. I don't even know how I'd classify this one necessarily, but it's a good vibe. And I thought I'm switching it up. You know, I used to be a DJ for 3 years, traveled throughout different areas of Arizona, and a show or two in California. Was able to, a lot of that. We have a song for you. It's called Impact by SG Lewis, Robin, and Chanel Trest. Chanel Trest is someone I've actually met before. Real good DJ. I disclose when I ride the wave. Yo, Impact. I should have tried that. That shit just sells. Shit. What I do go in my bed. So I feel a while in my head. I put my heart up on you. Girl, you better quit. I put my guard up on you. Hit you with the stiff. I put my guard up on you. You know that I'm the shit. So don't drink all up on you. I'm with the shit. I put my guard up on you. Girl, you better quit. I put my guard up on you. Hit you with the stiff. I put my guard up on you. You know I'm with the shit. So don't drink all up on you. Girl, you better quit. All right, a little different vibe for you this time.
I like it. I like the mixture of different things going on there.
Yeah, nice. That's why, even from a DJ, I didn't even know how I'd classify that quite often, I mean, there's just so many different ranges of EDM music that they put in there. They use male vocals, female vocals. I thought it was a sick ass song for me personally, and something I've been vibing on for sure. So if you're into that kind of music, wanted to throw a different vibe towards you guys, I know we like to keep it a little more on the chill side, but pump up a little bit. And we do have some awesome.
You picked perfect time because I'm drinking, so pumping me up. That's good for art. And just a quick interjection here, man. Florida State just covered the spread, so I am now at $1,300 on the week and sitting nice and strong.
Fuck yeah! So we're making money. So we're smoking. We're chilling. That's a great segue right there.
MyBookie. Start following.
Right there. USN 100. I even got it up. USN 100. Sign up $50 all the way to $1,000. Double your first deposit. So make that double money. A little extra sign up bonus as well. They'll throw you an additional $15 in free play just because you signed up with Unwrapped. So USN 100, mybookie.ag. It's a fucking beautiful site. Go check it out. Go be a degenerate with us. Absolutely.
Guys, that's $100 you put in there. That's $100 in free play that you get. So that's $200 that you get. right there. Just a gamble on whatever you want.
100%. Matt, what's up? I really appreciate you coming, chilling with us. Everyone that's commented so far, hope you're having a good time with us, and continue to pop in. Let us know that you're chilling with us. Let us know that you're smoking with us, drinking, hanging out on your bed, scrolling through Twitter, whatever it is that you're doing. Let us know. We just love hearing what everybody's up to. So we got a new setup for the show. We are putting a lot of the things together, show topics, pop culture, music, trending news, sports, which we're going to be doing less and less of course, because we just have so many sports shows at the Unwrapped Sports Network. And you see Caleb on a lot of sports shows. I like to make my pretty face appear on plenty. So for myself, I love the input we've been getting. They love to hear more and more pop culture, more and more life shit. We're going to be talking about aliens. We're going to be talking about all types of things that I think you need to be high for. But I know if you got that crazy mind and you're going to be on that same wavelength with us, we cannot wait to continue to get into all these crazy convos with you. But showtime, I made it this, Caleb, because of the first few topics for us. I know we're pretty cinema based. I was going to let you run away with that. I know we got a lot popping up, but before we do, we'll just say, what's up, aliens? Yeah, you fucking know it. What's up, Sabu? Great to meet you, buddy. I can see one of Caleb's boys, but you need to jump in. We're going to be talking about all types of stuff. We're getting high, smoking tonight, you drinking tonight, you chilling. Please let us know what's up. I can't wait for the crazy conspiracy theories. Bro, afterward, in the beginning of the show, they'll be a little chiller, but towards the end, when we're like multiple bong rips deep or multiple blunts deep, or he's drinking like crazy, who knows what kind of crazy conspiracy theories about
it. My eyes will be flat.
And our guests too.
Yeah.
Like when we bring the guests back next week, it might be Hustler. We'll see what he's up to and stuff. We'll see what's good with that. But we're going to be bringing up these things for them. So it's not just crazy Caleb and crazy Perry here. We're going to be hearing everyone and what they're thinking and shit like that too. So yeah, you take it away with Showtime. I know we had our first topic being it was SpiderMan.
Right. So you let off with our roll-up pull-up that was about superhero powers and all of that, which leads right into this my first band, and that's Spider-Man 3. Holland, excuse me, sorry about blow his name. It's the easiest one I could ever say in my life. So, they were in there and they made it like a short little 30-second 40-second
I think I lost Caleb for a quick second.
Clip coming out with the title, which is right in line what happened in the universe, be able to come home. What? Good.
So your wife was chopping up a little. My bad. I didn't hear the first part. Just let you know.
Oh yeah. So I think Spider-Man 3 is gonna get stuck in an alternate universe, and kind of what Doctor Strange has set up. But the title for this one is called Spider-Man No Way Home. Very looking forward to it, man. I'm excited. I love this. All the Marvel comics, all the Marvel movies and the TV shows. I mean, WandaVision's absolutely killing it right now, which is an amazing show.
Oh yeah.
Next episode comes out on Friday, so pay attention to that too. But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home, man. That's his title for the newest movie, and I'm excited to see it because I think I know what's going to happen, but I'm probably wrong because they always decide to throw a little loop in there. But we'll see, man. I'm excited for it.
I feel like there's so many Spider-Man twists now with the Spider-Verse, 3 different Spider-Mans, having it be 2 companies that own different rights to Spider-Man. I feel like there's been so many twists. You as a comic guy, really quick, what's your all-time favorite Spider-Man movie or show?
I'm a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man guy.
Okay.
So, that was my Spider-Man. Was Tobey Maguire. I love the ball. It started getting a little cheesy.
That's my Spider-Man. That's my Spider-Man,
dude.
bro.
That's my Spider-Man. But it got a little cheesy, the further along it got. But I think we'll see him, come in a little cameo in the different Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
What's the other guy's name that's in the cartoonish version? So it's awesome. But yeah, Tobey Maguire was my Spider-Man.
I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, and I know Christian's on me for checking that out. I'm not I'm not the biggest guy, but I appreciate it. I really like it. But so one thing I can say, my mom, she's a makeup artist, right? So she does different shows, movies. She's done all types of crazy shit throughout my childhood, and she did both or at least 2 of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. So I got to visit the set multiple times, meet Tobey Maguire, but who I thought was even fucking cooler, his stuntman. That's the real Spider-Man right there. So I pull up, right? This guy comes out and he does like 2 backflips and all these different things. So it's crazy because I feel like Spider-Man has evolved so much now. And now that everyone's trying to tell me to watch Into the Spider-Verse and it's all animated, just that was probably, I don't know, 15 years ago that I was going to visit these sets. So it's just really evolved like crazy. But so who's your least favorite Spider-Man? I know there's been 3 officially now, not counting the animated one.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to choose because they're all great in their own ways. I'm slightly over the Tom Holland craze. I don't know. I just, if that was the one thing I had to nitpick about it, I'm slightly over the Tom Holland and how everybody freaks out with Tom Holland's in a movie or whatever. But, he's doing a pretty good job as Spider-Man. He just seems they didn't portray him out to be the Spider-Man that I knew as being the badass who's slinging webs and, hanging people up from streetlights and shit of that nature, just your normal everyday Spider-Man who's doing stuff in the city. Now they're, incorporating him into the Marvel characters and the Avengers and things of that nature, which is cool and all. But, I'm used to, the neighborly Spider-Man that,
yeah,
that's what I grew up on.
So isn't Garfield like the universally hated Spider-Man? Wasn't he?
Yeah. It just wasn't. Yeah, it just didn't work. It wasn't. I didn't think it was bad, but I mean, I guess you could say that's the universal one. But I didn't want to go with the obvious answer.
I feel like that's all I've heard is Garfield was just the worst Spider-Man out of all of them. So yeah, we'll settle on that. So Mortal Kombat trailer. Talk to me about this because I actually played the Mortal Kombat game. Like, me, I'm not a huge gamer either, but like I actually played this game. I thought I always played with either Sub-Zero or Scorpion, and to see that they are basing a lot of this off those characters, I thought that was fucking sick. So talk to me about this thing.
Bro, yeah, it's insane. They bring a lot of the characters in. I think they're missing a couple or not very many, but they're missing a couple. But dude, this thing looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, you would talk about, blood in a movie, like this trailer was just bloody as hell, dude. It was just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like it's obviously there's a storyline behind it. It's not just, a battle in a ring like it is, or like in one different scene or another like it is in the video game or stuff like that, or you pick your character. But it's like more of a storyline. It's pretty cool. They all come together through this union, or I forget what it is specifically called, that they're all brought under, and they've all got the tattoo or the skin marking or whatever of it. Right. And then they're all like fighting and crazy shit like that. And man, I even forget some of the names because I'm high and I'm trying to think too hard. But
surprise, I'm pulling it up as we speak.
Okay,
how I am.
Fucking perfect.
So, I am. So we're gonna be watching this together.
We're playing it.
We're watching this together. Let's see how this goes, because I haven't seen it personally, but I've just seen the hype and heard the hype and saw the trailer online.
Bro, it's pretty insane. Honestly,
I'm watching this. We're watching this live. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Like the amount of graphic work that goes into these things is so gnarly nowadays, bro. Like, it's so intensive, bro. Like,
bro, it's really well done. Warner Brothers, New Line Cinema, great people to be able to conduct a movie in this way for them. So
it's I'm just playing really visuals just to kind of see how it plays out, but. I mean, I feel like any kind of game. So has there ever been like a Mortal Kombat show or anything? I haven't done anything. It's just been the video game, right?
I think somebody has tried to do it in the past, but it didn't really garner the attention that, say, a movie of this sort is going to. I think there's a lot of people who are our age per se, or, maybe mid-30s or so, that kind of, this is one of their grow up games. Like, this is where they, one of the games they grew up on. So like being able to see it come to like real life cinema and everything like this is pretty awesome, especially when the storyline looks as good as it's going to be.
Yeah, this looks badass, dude. It just looks like the graphic work is out of this world. I'm pumped, bro. I feel like Mortal Kombat's gonna hit in theaters for sure. Do you think it's gonna go theaters, or you think they'll do it straight to streaming?
Oh, they'll probably do it both. Like they're doing a lot of other things right now. They're dropping it on HBO Max and, in the theaters as well, or something like that. I mean, you got to cater to both sides. You got to cater to both sides nowadays, no matter what it is. They're either, whether it be politics, whether it be, just opinion based, or what somebody believes, what somebody doesn't believe. It doesn't matter what it is. You got to cater to both sides, and this is the perfect way that they're going to be able to do it. So,
yeah, no, that's well said. Yeah, this looks badass, 100%. So. We'll move on to our next topic. We got Marvel's Loki will start a debut series on Disney Plus June 11th. If I'm not mistaken, this is Loki from Thor, right?
Yeah, so it's Thor's brother. They were
Right.
both adopted or brought in or whatever, and that's their parents. Or no, not Thor wasn't adopted, but Loki was kind of adopted. They found him on a planet after it was destroyed and whatever, and raised him as their own. And he ended up being a bad guy and then a good guy, and then we thought he was going to be a bad guy again, and he still was trying to be a good guy. And so now he's going to get his own storyline, which is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I love how Marvel's doing this. They're being
so cool.
They're being very peculiar about what they do in terms of putting things out there, you know, whether that be like we're WandaVision now. So like that's another spinoff, and we're going to go to spinoff with Loki, which is awesome because even though he wasn't a lot of people's favorite characters to begin with, he kind of grew on people. So, you know, you can cater to the audience that way, and they're doing a great job over at Marvel and whoever's associated with them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I feel like they are doing all these storylines for characters that maybe weren't the star of the show. So now you're starting to think of things a little bit differently, and they just keep taking storylines all over the place. It's kind of like what Star Wars has continued to do. It's pretty cool with how
I think it's honestly, I even think it's honestly a next level. Like Star Wars did their thing, and you know it worked for them. But there comes a certain point with Star Wars where it's like, how is that lineage going to keep going, and just all new things pop up. Like for Marvel, all these things are already built into a storyline because it's all written down on comics. You know, it's great. Like it's amazing that they're taking all this and being able to give backstories. So it's like going to another comic series. Like you have the Avengers comic series, right? And then you have the characters of the Avengers who have their own storylines and how they got to that point and what they're doing afterwards and things of that nature, depending on which way you want to take it. So, I mean, what Marvel is doing is they're just building a pretty much like a family tree of just all kinds of shit that they're able to go off of. Because, I mean, Star Wars is kind of, you know, this and that. And, like, there's one Jedi family left and that's all you got. You know, that lineage is all you got. And there's, like, very few of them. Like, you don't get a whole lot. Same
I'm talking more like I love how they did the animated series for them, and then I knew a new director took over for Star Wars, so I just like how they're taking it in different directions at least, although they aren't dissecting the characters and creating separate storylines in the same way. I definitely still love the longevity of at least both. I mean, it's just crazy that we'll call it sci-fi world, right? It's just how they're able to captivate so many people and continue to drive them in different directions. I think it's just really cool. But let's talk about a rap in cinema. I always feel like we have an amazing entrepreneur that is also involved in rather music or TV in some regard that's getting involved elsewhere. 50 Cent, we all know him from Power, which was amazing. And it was so well produced and definitely made me a fan of him in a different light than music. He's back now in the news, which I think just talk about him last week with Kid Cudi or something like that, where it was a show with the two of them. So the two of them are already doing a show. Now he's back in the headlines again. He's making a show with Kenya Barris and teaming up to develop a new Netflix series based on the 50s best-selling book, The 50th Law. I haven't done too much research on it personally, but anything with 50 Cent at this point, I know it's going to be a well thought out, well produced show. And this is a different kind of area for him. So I'm definitely excited. I don't want to talk too much on it because I don't want to do it an injustice before we'd rather dive fully into it or actually watch it ourselves. But again, I feel like he's building a reputation for himself beyond music and beyond being an entrepreneur, but as it's very successful producer, as an amazing mind when it comes to cinema and shows. I really am impressed with 50 Cent's development and pivot over the last 5 years, we'll say.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was hating for a while. I don't know where the hate for 50 Cent came from with his beef with Floyd Mayweather or whatever the hell was going on. Everybody just started hating on him. That was funny. That nature, like. Yeah, it was funny. It was ridiculous. And like people like actually started hating on 50 Cent. I'm like, do y'all not remember like the 50 that was, you know, putting out bangers back when I was in like middle school and high school? This is the shit I used to listen to. Like got shot 11 times or something like that. Yeah. Fucking lived through it, and now made a rap career after the fact, and now is a huge philanthropist, a huge he does everything. He's a director. He's a producer of a TV show that's very popular here, all across the country and probably even across seas. So I mean, that's awesome in its own self. And now he's starting to do this. I don't necessarily know much about the show. I mean, you were the one that kind of brought it to my attention. So, but like for that to happen for him, that's great, dude. I'm a big 50 guy. I'll always stand with 50 just because, you know, I mean, I always go back to like how I grew up and what I was listening to, what was cool when I was kind of becoming myself. And, you know, 50 was one of those guys, and just being able to see him prosper and do the things he's doing, it's just crazy. And I applaud him for it.
100%. Really well said. I like 50 Cent's just continuing to strive further and further and further and show us how diverse he is with his talent. So
Right.
I'm pumped for both shows, the one with him and Cuddy and now the one with Kenya Barris as well. So another weird bit of news that we'll talk about here, Quavo from Migos, right? He's going to co-star with Robert De Niro and John Malkovich in Wash Me in the River, an action thriller built in the mold of No Country for Old Men.
Wow.
I added this last minute. Yeah, it's definitely a cool thing here for Quavo. I know I read that he was pretty much calling it obviously a role of a lifetime. One, because he's not really an actor. And two, he's getting thrust into such a serious role alongside some big, especially De Niro. That's a massive deal. And this isn't a cameo or an extra spot. It says co-stars is going to be a big role. So Quavo apparently is an actor now and is going to be taking this very seriously. So what do you think about this? Because, I mean, Migos has been known for a lot of things, but I know he's great at sports. He was amazing at football. He was like an all-pro quarterback in high school.
He played basketball.
Yeah, balls at basketball, and now he's going to fucking act. So this guy's trying to push the limits. I'm not going to put him in the same conversation as 50 Cent, but just like we mentioned with 50 Cent, the diversity is starting to show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's huge for him. I mean, he's already an athlete, which he was before he was a rapper, if, you know, people know Quavo's history and everything like that. And he was a good athlete. I think he was even ranked in some areas and things of that nature, and went and played and figured out that wasn't for him, took a different career path. Ended up becoming what we know, you know, nowadays with Migos and Quavo being probably the head of all that, because he's just that talented. And this just proves his talent even more. Like, he's just a GOAT, you know, one of those guys that is trying to build his resume, you know, in a broad spectrum of areas, which is amazing for him to be able to do. Especially, you don't see a lot of rappers be able to make it as actors, and then being paired up next to Robert De Niro. And not only speaking of who he's paired up with, dude, No Country from Old Men, that is a classic. Like that, if you've ever seen that movie,
it's a big deal.
And it's very exhilarating. It's very, you know, it gets you, bro. Like you're locked in the whole time. It's great, and it's a serious role, like you're talking about. And so I know it's going to be named different, but it's kind of that whole style and, you know, kind of storyline ish that I'm expecting them to go to. So I'm really excited to see this from a different perspective. I mean, it's going to be kind of similar perspective, but, you know, from a different angle, if you will. And we'll see how it goes, man. I'm excited to watch it.
100%. No, I am too. I think it's going to be a big deal for him. So we'll move on to Disney Plus. Another thing from them, adding a disclaimer to the Muppets show, warns that it contains, quote, offensive content. So I wanted to start a convo with you. What the fuck offensive content going to be in the Muppets show?
Bro, I don't ever remember there being offensive content in the Muppets show that like we watched as children. Like there was never offensive content, but I guess it's kind of one of those things that we just like didn't pay attention to because we were too young or whatever. So, you know, like with SpongeBob, bro, like with SpongeBob, we watch SpongeBob now and it's like, holy shit, this shit was cruel.
Yeah, SpongeBob is way deeper. SpongeBob is way deeper than
so many references to like adult shit that like as a kid you're watching that and you're like, it's funny still just because of what's going on in the anime. So I mean, I kind of hope it's something similar to that, but we'll see. I mean, that might be something that we need to get high to and watch together, man. I don't.
I laughed so hard. I didn't even read into it. I just laughed. No, I'm going to, but I just laughed so hard when I read this. First off, the Muppet Show on Disney Plus, like they do everything well on Disney Plus, so I don't think it's going to be some stupid thing. but the
It can't be
offensive
that.
content. Yo, well,
You gotta
is there
think of
our Muppets
okay.
our Muppets fucking and shit? Like, I'm just trying to think of like how far are they gonna take this? Is this like just or is this racist? Is this sexual? Like, I want to know what context of offensive
Well,
content are you gonna
I
tell
mean,
me the Muppet Show is gonna have? Like, that's
I mean,
unbelievable.
yeah, but I guess you got to put it out there because, like, at any point, somebody could get canceled, bro. You
Yo,
know,
homeboy knows it's hilarious, dude. Sabo,
it
appreciate you
is.
hanging with us, bro.
You know what I'm talking about, though? Like you can get canceled at any moment, so you might as well like
Bro.
put out a warning so like you don't get canceled. If y'all
Don't
are on,
don't watch if you don't like offensive shit, is what they said. Like,
but I mean, Netflix has the Dave Chappelle show on there,
right?
dude. Like he would not be able to do that shit in 2021.
No.
I can guarantee you the shit that he did on
Dude,
there, he wouldn't be able to
even
do.
the Office borders that line of what's offensive and what's not in 2021. You know, that's not even that acceptable nowadays.
So
It is for
I
the
get
ones
it.
that, but for the new crowd, when you show if you showed someone that's a younger Gen Z guy, like an episode of The Office, they'd kind of be taken back or not think it's funny. You know, I just think
Yeah,
they wouldn't get
definitely.
it. It's
Yeah,
so funny.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, but like, I mean, they probably just did that for the sake of it, but like, who knows what to expect when you see that from a Muppet highlight?
Right. So we got one more here for the Showtime segment of our show, talking movies, all that type of fun stuff. Donald Glover, he has had a lot of success. Atlanta, a lot of shows that have been really, really good. Of course, after his musical career as Childish Gambino, if you don't know who Donald Glover is, that's Childish Gambino, who obviously banged. And this now, he's really created such a good reputation for himself now. It's very similar, and we're not going to, again, put this guy in the same conversation as 50 Cent, who's a legend, but the diversity is what we're talking about. We have multiple people here, and even Quavo now, who hasn't proven it, but he's sniffing those grounds with co-starring next to De Niro. But this is something, Donald Glover now track being successful, creating entertaining things for shows. He's been in a movie now, like even mentioned with Star Wars. He was in a Star Wars film. So he's really stretched the boundaries now, and he is set to produce several. Let's say that. I love that this is several, not just one. New projects with Amazon Studios in an 8-figure deal. So that's a big time deal. He's not going to put together some weird introspective shit. It's going to be bangers, and it says multiple stuff. This is a big deal for Donald Glover and a big deal for Amazon. Amazon Studios, big deal.
All I needed to hear was 8 figures. I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be a fucking fat ass large project, and I hope they absolutely kill it, which I have the utmost confidence in them being able to do so, because Donald Glover is a great mind, and you said it was Amazon, right?
Amazon's a big deal for Amazon Studios.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon's got great shows already, and then you add in with a great mind like Donald Glover, or Childish Gambino, as I like to refer to him as, because that's how I first met him. So I mean, it's stupid almost. Like, I don't even know a word for it other than stupid, because that, like, it's stupid good, not stupid bad. It's insane. It's insane.
He's so talented. It's so talented. He's breaking the bank, 8 figures, putting Amazon on the map.
It's all like, for him, everything is up here, dude. He crosses boundary lines that a lot of people wouldn't do. He does it in a respectable way, and he knows what it takes to be able to be successful by using his mind as a creative, tablet to be able to pass on.
Absolutely. No, well said. I think it's great to see him thriving, and 8 figures, good for you, bro. Break the fucking bank. We got some trending news that we got going on now. We're going to move into there. We'll be sprinkling some sports topics in here as well. We're going to be doing everything together, a different way of flowing today. I actually really like this flow. I think it's a real nice change of pace for us, and might be something we stick to for sure. And we got a nice topic to start off with here. And he was talked about last week as well, if I'm not mistaken. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who we already talked about his liquor that is blowing up. He's breaking records,
right?
Yeah, tequila is breaking records for how many barrels how many crates he's selling right now. And then we talked about his show, Young Rock, which is already getting some really good buzz. And now he said, seriously, quote, truly, I mean that, when he said he's open to run for the president of the United States. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. We don't need to obviously get political really too much, but just on the fact that The Rock is here. And feel free, really. It's not anyone's taking sides. It's really just The Rock here, and Dwayne Johnson, as we'll obviously refer to him. And again, diversity doesn't even start to sniff the word that we could use for him, because he's been all over the board. But what do you think about this potential venture?
I'm going to be PC here and call him Dwayne Johnson. I'm not going to call him The Rock if we're talking about him, running for president and things of that nature. That quote, man, that's heavy, because I feel like Dwayne Johnson carries a lot of respect amongst tons of individuals, whether you're, Democrat, Republican, independent, whatever you are. I think he garners respect from all sides. And I feel like he would bring a lot of good shit. Sabu committed here saying, why not? Go ahead. Do you smell what the U.S. is cooking? Yes, sir. He just fucking goes fucking animal crazy and shit. Love it. And just looks at that at the camera, just boom, killer, dude. Everybody loves The Rock, obviously, but everybody loves Dwayne Johnson too. Another guy who's ventured his way through a bunch of different opportunities. Starting a show on HBO called forget what it was called, but it was the football guy. He was an agent, and I forget the exact name of it, but it was a great show. He obviously is in the Jumanji movies. He does a great role in that. He's a very funny guy, close friends with Kevin Hart. He's got a lot of connections. I just feel like he's a very likable person. So if The Rock were to win or were to run, I mean, there's not much better people out there that you can do it. I mean, he's got sports ties down in Miami, which is in Florida. So you got all the way from LA all the way to Florida. You've probably got connections up in New York. He's a very likable person.
Sure.
That's ultimately what you like.
So, and this reminds me, it's very Mark Cuban-esque for me. And
right.
I wouldn't hate it. This is a well-respected person with a business background, success in multiple fields. But, I get the argument of leave the jobs for people with experience in those jobs, of course, being the right people, but leaving politics to politicians.
Well, we just had our first president who had no prior experience.
Exactly. And I think that might be why, maybe, but also just in general. I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger was our governor and stuff and didn't have any prior experience. So it's not even just Donald Trump. That's not even just that. Like, there's a lot of things, where that happens.
No, yeah, I was just using it as an example.
What I would love to see is this, though. Like, if you're serious about this, I think you should, I don't want to say climb the ranks, but you should take a political, position that's not president to get, we'll call experience, show that you're actually serious of doing that, and then, go run for president. But just to say, I want to run for president, that also gives me Kanye vibes. Yeah,
but it's not. But
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it is.
Totally different vibes when it comes to that.
For sure. I mean, it's because they're different vibes of people. But I'm just saying, it's the whole, like, I don't have political experience. Like, let me just, I feel like now I don't want this to be the new norm. I don't want it to be the new, like, who's the coolest person around,
like a popularity contest.
Who's the cooler person that we can vote for because they're a public figure. And maybe that is the way to go. Who knows? I'm not making any comments here, but all I'm saying is that I would love to see, even if that was on a super small scale, being a city councilman, like getting involved in some capacity of that.
Do something.
And then show, like, hey, I've been spending the last 2 years on top of doing all the crazy things that I already do. I've been doing this, and we build up that reputation and connections. But that's all we'll really talk about with that. But I think it's just very interesting and a very powerful individual that's talking about a very powerful subject. So we got to bring that up. And it's definitely intriguing for sure, one way or the other. Absolutely. So here's a funny one: Bobby Shmurda released from prison. It's been like 7 or 8 years. Yeah, get that, Dan. Get that, Dan. I feel like we should have put him on for one of the songs of the week. He deserved that.
Sure, dude, you know what? He does deserve that.
We'll end the show with a little 30 seconds of him or something. You got to cue that one up though. Oh, and it always brings me back to remember when Reggie Jackson, when he was on the Pistons, and who looks like Bobby Shmurda, and it's like an ongoing it's an ongoing joke. So they were chanting Bobby Shmurda to him while he was at the free throw line. And he gets the ball back and it hits him with one of them, bro, and then and grab the ball. It was one of the funniest moments that I've seen. You got to appreciate that gesture. But congrats, bro! You're out. I feel like a lot of the rappers are out. We just talked about Kodak Black being released from prison.
Lil Wayne got pardoned.
It's just a lot of freedom, if that's what we're talking about. So hopefully, like we mentioned with Kodak, continue to do good and continue to stay on the right track and give back, solidify a new future. So we're pumped boys. Exactly. We're pumped to see you out, but let's keep our nose clean, head to the ground, and let's keep it moving. I'd love to see him, come out with some music, do what he does. But at the end of the day, I think it's been a long time, 7-8 years. I personally transparently have been to jail, multiple times, not prison or anything like that. Back when I was an addict and stuff, I always tell you guys I'm a recovered addict and shit. But prison for fucking 7-8 years, like, come on, that's a whole different deal. You can't get that expunged and all these things. It's not a little stupid thing you did in college for like a nug of weed that you had. Like, come on, bro, that's a big deal. So if that's not enough to scare you fucking straight towards the right path, like, I really don't know what is. So hopefully, like we mentioned, keep it rolling. Let's keep our nose to the ground. Keep doing good and do what you do best, which is music. We love to hear it. So yes, Kim K officially filing for divorce. We got another person in music, Kanye, but he's down right now. Our boy's down. So let's man.
Dude, it's rough. That I thought, I feel like everybody thought, that would be the one power couple that would eventually work out. But then, Kanye started getting his thoughts in his mind, started doing his own thing again, like he used to do back in the day, right. Had that freedom, was just doing it. And Kim came out and said he wasn't living up to what they had agreed or whatever. When you love somebody that you agree to be this type of person, Kanye was kind of going away from that and not really being there and being able to step up and do the things that he should be able to do as a husband and father. We'll see what falls out from that. That's not a good look for Kanye. But at the end of the day, it is the Kardashians. So it's really not. Yeah,
you gotta take it with a grain of salt. You gotta take it with a grain of salt.
Kanye's gonna be fine either way. Kanye.
What do I like to say? Well, I think I say it pretty often. Like, what you signed up for. You absolutely know what you signed up for.
He dealt with it. He dealt with it for how long? They were married for what, 6-7 years, something like that.
They have multiple children together.
They have like three.
It's not just a fling, yeah.
Right, they have like 3 kids or something like that. So that's like some serious shit. And Kanye's gonna have to step up and being a father figure without being in the marriage aspect of it. So right. Hopefully he'll be all right being able to do that and be the father figure that these kids need. You think of like Wiz Khalifa with his kid, a great rapper with their kid outside of a marriage. So hopefully he's able to do that. I know he's got more kids than Wiz does with just one, but more power to them. I think they'll both prosper and do their own things like they have been doing their whole lives. So right. We'll see who bounces back first.
Whoever wins the breakup. I feel like that's always the storyline, right? So we'll move on to Demi Lovato. Opens up about her overdose in 2018. Fuck, you all know it. I've said it again on this podcast. I am a recovered addict, and it is no joke. She had some gnarlier demons than maybe I did, but that really depends on what light you look at it, because mine were pretty fucking gnarly too. So for her, especially at the position that she is in, I feel like that there's obviously a spotlight on her at all times, like any of these guys. So when they fall out publicly. You know how this goes. And she has made a recovery. She has made it public. She obviously has already alluded to it and gotten past it, had a lot of public events and things like that, appearances since all of this has went down. But she opened up fully about it in 2018. She was pretty transparent. We're not going to dive too deep into it, but from someone that has been there, obviously that's really tough to talk about, especially when you have fans and people that look at you in a different light. It's different when you're talking, when it's one-on-one or with your boys or with your family, or if that's a therapist, whatever that may be. But to open up about it, obviously you got to get through those rough times and hit those moments of clarity to feel comfortable enough to open up about it. Not comparing myself to Demi Lovato in any reason, because everyone's got a different journey and different demons, all these things. But me, I'm as transparent as can be. I wear that shit on my sleeve because I've beat that shit. It's been years, and now I'm just so open about it because I've had people reach out to me that I've never even met and said, yo, I'm dealing with some shit, and can I talk to you? I'm not going to be your sponsor or anything like that, but can you talk to me? Fuck yeah, you can talk to me. Let's talk about whatever demons you're dealing with, and and did I deal with anything perfectly? Who deals with shit perfectly? And did she deal with things perfectly, Demi Lovato? No, she didn't deal with things perfectly either. But when you're dealing with those things, bro, and you're getting through that, there aren't that many moments of clarity. It's damage control and damage control. You're just trying to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you go through things and you do things that, your mind would normally do when you're under the immense pressure that some of these mental health issues cause. So you don't really understand what you're doing to yourself or what you're actually doing at the time, because you just take something just takes over and you just do it anyways, because that's what you're used to making you feel better. And so like I've been through it, you've been through it, mine not nearly as severe as yours. But, we've all dealt with certain situations in probably the wrong way. And that's something that we're seeing here with Demi Lovato when she did an overdose in 2018, or almost overdose in 2018. She came out, she said she has some pretty damaged, brain cells and things of that nature. Her brain's been damaged by the effect of that overdose. She's also,
man, it sucks.
She also experienced 2 strokes. So that's, an eye awakening thing. And I just commend her for the courage that she has to come out to everybody, just be honest about the whole situation to the whole entire world. It's in newspapers, it's in everything, USA Today, it's in CNN, it's all over the place, LA Times, it's everywhere. So for her to be able to do that and be confident, being able to share experience, I'm sure there's a bunch of people that she probably inspired with the things she did up until this point, who are going through some of the same similar things. So she could change their lives just by doing that. And I think she's starting to get back on that right track that she was originally on.
Right. Absolutely. No, it's really good to see. And again, you got to reach a certain point when you do feel comfortable to do that. So shout out to Demi for hitting that point. Shout out to her. So in a very dark joke, like I like to make, me, I have dark humor, talking about injections after Demi, we are on to vaccinations. So there's my dark transition. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you didn't, I don't really care. But we got a Johnson & Johnson single shot vaccination.
Bro.
I also have some personal news. I found out that I can be vaccinated as of March 1st, being in my area of business, because I'm obviously an essential restaurant worker. So for me, I'm going to be getting vaccinated on the 1st. I'm pumped. Obviously, I'm not here pushing that agenda on you or whatever. If you're an anti-vaxxer, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Go do your thing. I don't really care. But I would love to get vaccinated. I'd love to return to normality and be able to fucking hug people and go to events and not have to have that worry in the back of my mind. Personally, as someone that's dealt with anxiety and shit, any better peace of mind that I can have backed by science of some sort that I don't fucking understand, sure, inject that shit in my ass. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. So,
dude, the thing is, we all had vaccinations as babies. Most people our age, we all.
Dude, you snorted so much worse in college, Caleb. You definitely have taken a line of some gnarly shit that doesn't come close to what's in that vaccination. I love when someone that's fresh out of college is I'm not putting that shit in my body.
I'm your age, bro. I'm not fresh out of college.
No, I'm not talking about you. I love when someone like fresh out of college, like I've heard other people, like not you. I know we're the same age, like younger ones.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, bro, you just are like fresh off the gnarliest years of your life. Like you're just licking bottoms of tables and shit practically. Like at that point, and you're gonna worried about getting them back. Like
you might as well
funny.
might as well like just eat a Tide Pod. What the kids do nowadays. But bro, it's fucking. This thing is like 84%, like 84% effective. Like, why the fuck would you not? Like, it's 84% effective. So majority of us will be fine if we get that one. Leave it up to Johnson and Johnson, man. Good. Grown up with it since we were babies. Johnson and Johnson. Dude. Now we're here, and so
Johnson, a family company.
Yeah,
they're looking out for us.
Baby oils, baby powder, the shit you throw on your balls. The shit you throw on your balls.
There's gonna be little Johnson and Johnson little swabs that they're gonna use, and you're gonna have a nice cream that you can put on it afterwards to reduce the inflammation. It's gonna be a whole thing. Johnson and Johnson just put themselves in the position, like they are now the dominating brand force of vaccinations. It's no longer just a medical thing. They've came in and said, you know what? We're going to add the Johnson & Johnson twist. Yeah, it's the funniest fucking thing. But a single vaccination, I haven't looked into it too much, but if you're telling me I don't need 2 shots and you're going to give me 1, fuck it. That sounds perfect. Why don't you load me up? Load me up. That's even if it knocks me on my ass for a few days, to only have to go through that one time, know what's going to come after it, after people have obviously gone through it. And I love when people are like, well, how do I know it's not going to, first off, it's not perfect, but they've gone through human trials and done so many things to actually bring it to the public market. So you just got to trust that that's the best you're going to get. And if you don't trust that, then that's your choice. But I feel like I'm willing to totally take that risk. As of March 1st, I'm going to start getting my first one. So I'm high on that. So shout out Johnson & Johnson for that bit of news, single shot vaccination potentially on the way. Paris Hilton, back to a little bit of pop culture, engaged for a 4th time. More trending news there for our personal basis for her. What do you think? Because hearing 4 times sounds like you're going through the works there. You're definitely, it's taking quite a lot to find it. But I'm a man that says you go through it until you find the right one, right?
I mean, Paris Hilton, she's had her ups and downs, in her life too. I mean, she's had quite the story, and she's about 40-something years old now. So
she is 40-something years old. Fuck, man.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, I mean, but she's been through a lot. She, partially on her fault and partially on her family's fault, because that family is not easy to deal with. But she is marrying a venture capitalist by the name of Carter Room. I think he's associated. Oh, he's the great grandson of Louis Cartier. So the guy who does like Cartier watches, Cartier bracelets, right. Shit the women like, the high end things like that. Great grandson of him. Makes a lot of money, has a lot of money. So perfect for her. We'll see how it goes. He seems like a pretty
potential power couple. Let's go.
Potential, bro. I mean,
let's
if
go.
you consider,
let's go. We got proof for this. Like, we're not.
Do you still consider Paris Hilton a power?
No, I mean her family.
Okay,
dude.
So
I mean, dude, if you take away from her career in, we'll call it show business, even just Hilton Hotel, even just Hilton hotels alone, just having that, she's big time. Not in the public eye as someone that's making the tabloids, but she's coming from money, dude. That's power.
I mean, it is power, but I mean, you're the great grandson
power couple.
You're the great grandson of Cartier, and you're about to
I'm gonna wear my Cartier watch, staying at the fucking Hilton Hotel, picking up, bro. Like, that's a merger, bro. You're merging 2 entities, dude. Yeah,
I mean,
we'll see.
Yes, we'll see if it works out. I mean, she's been through 3 marriages before this, so.
Bro, is it 4th times? Is it 4th time's a charm? Is it? No, it's 3rd time's a charm. It's still 4th time. We got you, girl. Like, we got you. Don't worry. We're rooting for you.
Hey, we're rooting for you, Paris.
Speaking of love, Speaking of love,
Oh,
my
baby.
friend, we have what everyone loves in this show. Ladies, if you're here, we love you and thank you. And if you're a guy on the show, please bear through our Bachelor update. If you are, I know you're shamelessly watching with your
Oh,
girlfriend.
dude, it's
So,
not. Yeah,
no, I'm just saying.
say.
I know you're. So don't give us the whole ego talk. You sit through this and you make sure you're rolling with us. But grab your girl. Like, why aren't you grabbing her to watch Keeping It Blunt right now with you and tell her that this is a show that you can smoke with her, you can drink with her, you can have sex with her too. We don't even give a fuck what you do to this show, but you're hanging with us. Good vibes. We're talking everything you got to know. We even got a little bit of sports after this. So you bring her in here. You say, babe, yo, you listen to some Bachelor stuff with me. You listen to a little bit of sports topics with me afterwards. How about that? A little balance in life. So let's take it away, my friend. Let me know what is going on in Bachelor Paradise.
All right, this is Caleb's Bachelor Hour. It's not actually an hour, but fuck it. Yeah, Bachelor, man.
I got Bachelor 2 or 3 minutes for sure. But it's definitely a great one.
Yeah, so Bachelor, we're back on episode 8 of season 26, something crazy like that. It's insane how many fucking seasons there are of this, but
without Chris Harrison, right?
No, he's still. I mean, these are taped prior to their airing, right? So like he's still on there or whatever. So we went over the drama last week. Now we're down to hometowns. Matt is going to hometowns, but they're not really going to hometowns because COVID. So they're all trying to bring the families in and have them quarantine, shit like that. So the first date for hometown. So there's 4 girls left. First date's Michelle. Michelle's mom's there. She's a teacher. Levon and her dad, Ephraim. So her mom and her dad are there, and she's a teacher. So she gets Matt to watch a Zoom call with all of her students. Pretty cool stuff. They ask him questions, stupid questions like, is that your boyfriend? Have you kissed yet? Things that kids ask when they see like adults who are together. Everything goes very well. Her parents are very accepting of it as long as that's what she wants. And they had a pretty good, conversation. Michelle's went very well. She was the first one. So that's usually a good sign. Date number 2 is Rachel. This was pretty interesting. The family that was present at Rachel's, hometown is her mom, Kim, her dad, Daryl, and her sister, Trinity. You don't really get to hear a lot from Trinity, but you hear a little bit from her mom and her dad. So they go on a little date first. So kind of like how Michelle did the thing with her, excuse me. What am I talking about? I just totally lost track. Oh, how she did the thing with her students. She did the Zoom with her students. But Rachel, she's going to do her thing, and she takes Matt to go skydiving. And probably the funniest. You probably would have to toss me out of that plane, but besides that,
I'm in, bro. I'm in. I'm down.
No, dude, just wait. So like they're landing, and like Matt and his instructor land fine, and dude, Rachel and her instructor just smacked the fuck out of the ground. They just smacked the fuck out of the ground. Like you don't get to see it, but like her face apparently is like all bruised up and everything. Like yeah, she tells Matt that like, or not Matt, but she tells like the viewers in the camera or whatever when she's by herself that like her face is all bruised up, but you can't see it because of the makeup. And dude, you have to look up that video at some point. It's pretty funny. I felt bad for her, but it's pretty funny.
You said Rachel?
Yeah, and then so they go to meet her parents afterwards, and her dad is kind of skeptical, just doesn't understand it and just needs to be reassured of it. And so Rachel kind of feels the same way. She wants to be reassured that he's going to propose to her at the end, and he doesn't give her that, and she's kind of bummed about it. And then we move on to date number 3 with Bree. Bree's best friend's there. Her best friend's name is Bree as well. Her mom Lauren and her baby sister. So,
dude, fucking multiple Bree. Your name's Bree. Your best friend's name is Bree. Dude, that name fucking haunts me, bro. Like I have so many ex-girlfriends named Bree. like it's like so. Dude, I feel and dude, I had a therapist. All of a sudden, it's like her name's Bree. I'm just like, bro. Like I don't even know what the fuck I've done.
I gotta
to deserve this.
You I don't know what I've done. Therapist at that point.
I don't know what I've done to deserve this, dog. Like seriously, bro. But yeah, keep going. I'm sorry, bro. Shout out to the Bree. If your name is Bree and you're watching too, like I love you. Like don't even think I hate you like that. It's just like I'm saying it's haunted me. So prove me wrong. Like I want a good Bree. I don't know. I'm still open to a Bree coming in my life. Like prove me wrong.
Hey, hit your boy up. He
But real quick,
But,
before you move on too, I did just pull up this skydiving video for you, so you can elaborate more onto that. I was curious to see.
Dude, I don't even have to elaborate on it. You'll just watch it. You're gonna be like, holy shit.
Let's see it. Hold on. Oh,
She absolutely smokes the ground. Like smoke, like face first, just straight. Like her legs hit, and then her face just goes fucking right into the ground.
Okay,
ridiculous.
Let's
see if we can get past the ad.
No, this is it, bro. I think. Oh wait, no, it's not.
No, you got to go back. Oh no, dude, this is go back. You're.
Let's see it. All right.
Let's see if we can see it.
Yo, hold on. We're going back. Oh, we're going back. We're going back. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, we're going back. Oh my dude, how are you a skydiving instructor and how do you allow this? Like, can't you like sue? Like, what the fuck? If I was her, I'd be like, oh, my back, like all of my limbs. I can't even feel myself anymore. Like, I don't even know my name. Like that fall just fucking killed me, dude. Like, I would be taking home my bag. I would have been on the ground, sitting there like, yo, on TV.
Yeah, but she was to bury TV.
This is my opportunity. Dude, it's documented on television. When this girl loses The Bachelor, I'm telling you, you're gonna see the headlines.
Bro,
she gets $1 million bag.
She's probably the one who wins it because of all the drama.
Then her and Matt are about to turn around, sue the fuck out of this skydiving company together as a power couple, milk them for all their assets, and ride off into the sunset. So, like, I'm just gonna say, if I gotta make a Bachelor prediction, if you think that truly, as my Bachelor guy, she may win this, it's a team effort. They're gonna sue. They're going in. They're gonna sue the skydiving company.
Matt said he can't believe she walked away from that.
Bro, she's in the quest for love right now. Like, she's fighting fucking Matt. You gotta get up. You gotta brush that shit off. And you gotta keep rolling, although you clearly fucked your ankle up and your face looks like shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that.
That was
100%, Matt. 100%, Matt. Make millions by suing his key. And Matt's smart. He goes, shit, I only played like a couple years in the NFL. And that's for our sports guys. Of course, The Bachelor this year had an NFL history we talked about in the beginning. I'm going to take whatever I made there and invest it. And now me and my new fucking girl are about to sue $2 million off this and just live off Bachelor money for the rest of our life.
Make that money, bro. I mean, they're pretty much set already.
Keep going, bro. But yeah, shout out Rachel, right?
Yeah, shout out Rachel.
I'm kind of on team Rachel right now, unless you persuade me otherwise.
She's not bad. She's not bad. I don't mind her. A lot of people didn't like her, like, to begin with, or like in the middle of it because she was kind of bitchy.
You're telling me it's a dark horse with a little bit of an attitude, bro. Like, man, bro, like sign me the fuck up, bro. Team Rachel, let's keep rolling.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Date number three, best friend's name's Bree. Mom's Lauren, who pretty much raised her by herself, and her mom's new baby sister, or her mom's. I can't root for this one. There's no way.
Yeah,
so she takes Matt. Kind of out in the woods, just, fucking shit up in a Jeep or some type of thing like that. Just going through like ATVs and things of that nature out in the woods through mud and things of that nature. That's their date before they go and meet her mom and her best friend. And everything goes well. It's pretty, short and sweet, and probably the shortest one out of all of them. And then we get to date number 4, which is Serena P. And Serena's mom's there, Rosna, her dad, and her sister Talia. This is an interesting one. So Serena P's from Canada. They go on their first date or whatever in the daytime, and they just try a bunch of Canadian food.
So they went to Canada.
No. They're all in the same place because they didn't want anybody to leave or anything. But like she has like Canadian food made. She has like a pop quiz about Canadian culture because she's very passionate about the country she's from, and that's great and all.
All right, cool.
And then they go.
Girl, do your thing.
They go to the family, and Serena P starts to realize.
I need to pause you really quick though. Serena P.
Okay.
So there's another Serena still in contest
No,
right now.
no. There was two Serenas to like at the like midway
Bro,
through.
the fact that Bachelor Nation still calls her Serena, that's hilarious. Like at this point, I'd be like, yo, you guys shed that letter, dude. Like I'm the only
dude,
Serena. I always think it's the funniest thing when there's multiple of the same.
No, it's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny because he still says sometimes, like he doesn't say it all the time, but sometimes Matt will go Serena P. Like that. Like bro, that's just like ingrained into his mind or something.
That's so fun. I've always thought it was so funny. It's always like, well, we got like Nathan R and Nathan S. We also have a Nathan T. They're all really, really good guys this year. You're like, holy shit, was this like a Nathan requirement? Like, if I was a Nathan watching at home, I'd be like, wow, like I missed my opportunity. Like this was my year. Like this was the window and I missed it. Like I'm going to be single for the foreseeable future, but like I need to keep a better eye out. But so I'm sorry, bro. You gotta keep going, bro.
No, you're good, dude. I love the interruption. It takes a little pressure off me. You know, I don't like doing the Bachelor 3 minutes alone or anything.
I love it. I have a Bachelor experience. Like my ex-girlfriends, I've watched with them. Like I don't mind reality TV. I'm not currently watching right now, but like I see you, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Anyone out here too. Like I know you're watching.
Like I said, I've just fully committed myself to that 2 hours on a Monday night for this show for anybody watching.
That's why I love you.
So,
that's 100%.
Trying to bring a whole nother level to it. So yeah, Serena P, man, she doesn't know if she loves it or not. She sits down with Matt, and I think this is a first in Bachelor history, which is kind of crazy. So after hometown, she's like, I just don't think, that this is it for me, or something along those lines. She's like, she has doubts. She doesn't know if he's the person she needs to marry, things of that nature. She's going to spend the rest of her life with and everything like that. And there's like a moment of silence for like a minute or like 30 seconds where nobody's talking. Like neither of them are talking. And then like Matt's just very destroyed because he really likes Serena P. She was the only girl that got 2 one-on-ones throughout the whole season. So like she was very high up there on Matt's scale, and it hit him pretty hard. I felt bad for him because, I felt like that was his number one just because of everything that, he did with her throughout the whole season and the way they had the connection. And it just, kind of blew up in everybody's face. I mean, Abigail is my favorite. She got kicked off already. But
sorry, Abs. Sorry, girl.
Abigail is my girl, dude. That's the type of girl you want to take home to mama right there.
I'm on team Rachel so far. Keep going though.
I like Rachel too. I like Rachel and Michelle. Those are my two favorite that are left. But yeah, so there's only 3 girls left because Serena P pretty much said see ya on Matt, and so they each accept their rose. So they still have a rose ceremony, even though Serena P is obviously left. And now we're moving down the stretch. Next week. There's not an episode per se, but it's, the Bachelor tells all, or women tell all, if you will, for the ladies, and all the girls come back and they, hash out their grievances and, talk to Matt. Matt joins the show. He's got a nice gnarly ass beard that does not look good on him. So we'll see what a lot of these girls are thinking.
That's awesome. All right. Like, great as always, Caleb. Thank you for fucking delivering on that. And I'm glad everyone else is commented on here. Matt, we appreciate it. I know you watched The Bachelor, so no need to front on that.
Don't talk about, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So we're going to move on to our next subject here. You're going to talk about, I'm going to let you run with this, the UCLA program dismissing someone.
Oh, so they dismissed a cross-country runner for being a racist, pretty much. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I was gonna say, was he caught online or like what happened? Oh, he was caught in a video. He was caught texting. He was caught.
Oh, bro.
Pretty much anything you can think of to be able to fuck yourself. And I mean, somebody like that who's that fucking stupid and has that type of thought process to just fire it off like that, probably is already not smart enough to be able to think to hide shit like that in the first place. So, what? Good. Fuck him. Like that's a piece of shit move. I mean, the guy who took his girlfriend happened to be black and he was just shouting N-word after N-word on video, talking to his mom, shouting, like calling him the N-word and everything through text.
Bro, like, at this point, bro, like you just ruined your life. Bro. Like it's not even just this opportunity.
Yeah, good luck.
You just ruined your life. Like
good luck doing anything.
Piece of
Because
shit.
guess what? Guess what the first thing pops up on Google when somebody enters your name? That exact thing
Yeah,
that you just did.
racist
Because
piece of shit. Yeah,
he's a fucking
that's
idiot.
ridiculous.
And I mean,
That's
people like
ridiculous.
that. People like that deserve it. Like if you're just
Right.
you have no care. You are blatantly just like that, then that's a problem. You
Right.
can't have that. And so like people like that deserve shit like that. Like that's what comes to
Absolutely.
like, yeah, he's a kid and saying stupid shit, but like you're in college. You got to at least have some sort of semblance and idea of how to fucking act. Not only act, but like if you are that way, like just play. Like don't why. Like why? Like if you're that way, like there's no reason for you to be that way.
Right. And it's crazy. Like UCLA takes a chance on this guy, probably gives him a
Bro, and
scholarship.
the problem with it was too is that UCLA had known about it for months, and
Really?
he was
Wow.
suspended, is what they say.
Suspended upon investigation or some bullshit like that. I mean, you got to touch all bases. I get that. But still, at that point, especially in 2021, 2020, where we've even taken steps further now.
I mean, you
That's,
think they didn't know?
that's cut.
You think they didn't know about these videos and these texts beforehand? They absolutely had to know because it
Right.
came out so fast. Those things don't just pop out of thin air. You got to work for that. Like that's what it
Right.
comes to. And like the fact that it wasn't leaked or anything says there's some sketchy shit going on over there and that they tried to cover it up.
That's crazy. Yeah, fuck that. So we'll move on to the second half of the NBA schedule releasing today. Obviously, don't need to spend too much time on it, but we're excited.
Speaking of NBA, dude, we're getting our ass beat right now.
Yeah, no, but it's a tough life right now with injuries, COVID across the board for every team. So everyone's dealt the same cards. So I don't really pity our fan base as Laker fans together. I don't pity anybody because everybody is really just going through the same shit together, and it's all gonna shake up. So I don't think it's anything like that. But I'm pumped that we've at least hit a point to where they've been able to release the second half of the schedule. And for people that obviously aren't aware of sports too much or the NBA, they didn't want to schedule too far in advance. They wanted to see how it worked with the protocols and with everything along those lines, since they did play in a bubble atmosphere when they played the rest of last season. So it's cool to see that we've at least hit this point. It doesn't seem like there's been too many problems beyond the normal issues we've been dealing with that at this point has hit a year, which is gnarly. But I'm just glad to see it. Hopefully Anthony Davis, you come back quick, but not too quick. Make sure everything's all straight. We got to make sure we're good for the playoffs. So I'm pumped for that. But there's a lot of teams that are hot right now, a lot of teams playing basketball, and it matters when it comes down to the end of the year. We're going to move to real quickly the NBA All-Stars. So do you think there was any particular snubs or anything? I know Devin Booker just replaced Anthony Davis today. I hate that he's the most disrespected player in the league, but what do you think? Any notable selections or snubs from the NBA All-Star selections?
I mean, there's a couple you could probably throw out there. The first one that comes to mind for me is probably Domantas Sabonis. Over there in Indiana. I mean, he's the first player never to get elected as an all-star, averaging 20, 10, and 5. So, I mean, that's a big shot to him. I mean, there's a lot of good players that are across both, conferences right now. So you can't really, blame it just because there's so many good players.
Another Eastern guy, Trae Young, first player in 30 years to average 25 points and 9 assists in a season and not make the All-Star team. So it was Sabonis.
Jeremy Grant for the Pistons just put up absolute numbers, and everybody thought he was just a utility guy and all the teams he played before. And he's just putting absolute crazy numbers.
That's why he signed there. That's why he signed there. Yeah.
I mean, he's going to make himself some good ass money while he's there in Detroit. He's also going to make money afterwards because he can be able to do all these different things. And like, I don't know. I feel like the East is a little bit more worse than the West, because I feel like most of the West guys, are supposed to be there. Maybe the only one that didn't. Wait, you said Donovan Mitchell replaced AD?
No, it was Devin Booker.
Okay, Devin Booker replaced AD. So that was one of the guys I was going to point out, but he's replacing AD. So I like that. That's a good move on their part. I'm trying to think else who in the
I mean,
West.
at least for starters,
So,
I know for starters there was at least that one snub conversation people were having where it was about Dame and Luca with the starting lineup. So that was one of
right.
the only other conversations, and I can see both because they're so similar in stats. One is more than the other in an actual numerical standpoint. Another one, it's a little bit better with percentages across the board. So you can take one way or the other, but they're both all-stars. So I think they're both just happy to be doing that. So
I
we're going
agree.
to continuing on to, we'll say sports, but back to a little bit of news here. Meek Mill with an insensitive Kobe Bryant lyric that Vanessa Bryant did not take too kindly to. So I love to hear your thought process on what happened here. And are you a Meek fan as well?
Yeah, that's the sad thing. So it's not hard for me because
Right.
obviously it's fucked up, but like it's hard to like hear that coming from Meek though. You know, he knows better than that. You know, he like you might be trying to make a positive reference, but the way that you just went about it was completely the wrong way. Like I know you're trying to make money and try and sell albums, but like no. Like that's a touchy subject when it comes to a lot of people. You can't be doing that. It was just very insensitive. Like it was just so distasteful. That's a good way to put it. Just
That's a good
distasteful
word.
to do and say the lyric that he said in that. I don't know. Do you have the verse? I don't have it off the top of my mind or pulled up. So
I don't have it on top of my verse, but I know it was something about something with a chopper
right.
and
I'm
going
Kobe
out like
Bryant.
going out like Kobe kind of thing. So you can see everything here. Like a lot of people are pretty upset, and yeah, especially with Vanessa Bryant, like she is mourning the death of her husband, and I mean, it says, "Dear Meek Mill," Vanessa wrote, "I find this line to be extremely insensitive and disrespectful, period. I'm not familiar with any of your music, but I believe you can do better than this," she went on. "If you are a fan, fine. There's a better way to show your admiration to my husband." So I feel like that's a pretty well worded statement, and she
Apparently,
is pissed, like what the fuck? Like I feel like like you said, I think the best word for it is distasteful. It definitely doesn't come off right. It's very sudden too. This has only been about a year, so it just doesn't seem like the right move right now. Nor does it seem like the right move ever with the circumstances. And if you, like she mentioned, if you're a fan, fine, you can show your admiration to Kobe differently. If you want to put lines about Kobe in your songs, like feel free. That's awesome. As long as it does him justice or sounds cool, does something that would at least rub
remember him.
his widow, at least
Just
not piss her
remember him.
off. Like come on. Like I feel like I agreed. Like you're better than this. And I'm not the biggest Meek Mill fan in the world, but I just truly think there's certain lines that you kind of cross that piss people off, and you got to know which lines that are worth entering that battle. And this one just seems pretty insensitive. So personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of Meek Mill with
Apparently,
this
he
insensitive
apologized.
Kobe line.
Apparently, he personally got in touch with Vanessa and apologized. I don't know how it went, but apparently that's what went down after the fact.
Absolutely. And we just want to appreciate everybody for hanging out with us today. If you love what we do, Unwrapped Sports, we do have our Patreon page at patreon.com/unwrapped sports. You can see it right here with the membership levels. Unwrapped fan, if you just got $1, it's $1 a month. We really appreciate that. It's just to show us that you love us, and you want to spare that change for the fam. And for Unwrapped family, $5 a month, you got 10% off for the Patreon that we have, or for the Discord chat that we have. And we're talking all types of topics. We're giving out gambling picks. We're talking about fantasy football, all these things that you want to be in. And, we're really getting that started. So we're going to be ramping it up a lot this coming month. So be ready for that. And of course, our shop at teespring.com/store/unwrapped for all of our apparel. You'll get a discount code there, 10% off. If you go to the $10 tier, you'll also see that 20% off code for the Teespring shop instead of 10%. You still get in that Discord chat, and you also get entered in an Amazon gift card giveaway for $10, as well as a Keenan Allen signed jersey for this month. Next month, I can already tell you, it's a David Montgomery signed jersey. We're going to be doing a baseball jersey after that, hopefully with baseball season coming around. If not, we'll be doing some basketball. So don't you worry. If you're not just a football fan, we're going to have a different jersey giveaway every month. Right now, it's just gotten started, so your chance to win this jersey is pretty high right now, and we really appreciate you joining that. It's $10 a month, so we know it's definitely not the best times for everyone, but if you can afford that, we really, really appreciate that. We grind so hard here. We're going to continue to be up in the content across the board, but just that jersey giveaway alone, that's fucking prime right there. Again, Keenan Allen signed jersey this month, David Montgomery jersey next month, and we're going to be continuing that with different sports as well. So patreon.com/unwrapped sports. We really appreciate that, guys.
Yeah, that's easy money.
Go check us out. Absolutely. Oklahoma wide receiver Spencer Jones almost loses eye in a bar fight.
Did you see the video, bro?
This. No,
did you see the video?
This.
Oh,
no,
man, it was one of those hilarious things. So, like, he's at a bar, like his boy or whatever, and they're fucked up, drunk. Obviously, there's no other reason you get into a bar fight unless you're drunk and you start a fight with somebody. So, that's what's going on. And just setting the scene for everybody here. And so he picks on this guy who's smaller than him, like very obviously smaller than him, probably like mine and your size, like not like 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", somewhere right around there. And this dude's like 6'4" or whatever. It turns out the kid he picks on, him and his brother are at the bar together, and they both have trained in MMA for 10 years. And so this Oklahoma wide receiver and his buddy start this fight. They get to ass beat in the video. They just get absolutely manhandled. One of the dudes has got his friend in like a rear naked chokehold, and then like all of a sudden you see the Oklahoma wide receiver's head just slam into the corner of the stall on the wall. It's in the bathroom of a bar, and dude is just yeah, dude. It was insane, dude. It was one of the craziest brawls that I've seen, and you can't underestimate anybody nowadays, man. This guy might be 5'10", but he's been training MMA for 10 years. Probably don't want to fuck with him.
Yo, I just pulled up the video right now, so we're about to show everybody what happened with this fight, and that is badass. Honestly, like, don't fuck with me. You never know what's up. Like, that's how I feel about that guy right there. Like, you go and get that fight training. Like, at this point now, you are trying to be a walking weapon, and at any point some big ass football player wants to come fuck with you at a bar and you just literally dismantle him. Let's watch this together, guys. So spark up, drink up, hang with us while we watch a big ass football player get his ass beat at a bar.
That's his friend on the ground, and then the football player's in the jean jacket.
Wow. Look at that. Immediately takes him to the ground. Immediately.
Just wait, bro. Rear naked. Gone. He's got him in a chokehold. And then watch.
Bro, he's getting his ass beat. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Dude. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And then he's just fucked.
Yo, why is this fucking thing in the way? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro, you see him just wail it off. Just
that's crazy. Again, you don't know who you're fucking with. When you're out and you're picking fights, you do not know who's in front of you. Size doesn't necessarily matter every single time. That's crazy. I mean, karma, right? He picked the fight.
So, that's what you get, bro. That's what you get, bro. Like, I can't defend you about that.
So Naomi Osaka, we talked about this on the last show. We had the show right before they went live. She has won the 2021 Australian Open. So there's multiple storylines I want to talk about here. So one, I think it's fabulous that she has now really asserted herself on the map, beating someone like Serena Williams, and then I believe someone else in the finals. That's a big deal again right now, continuing to be consistent because she is so young. So that's so impressive. And I believe I saw this video, it was so funny, and the person she beat in the finals, her name was Jennifer something. I unfortunately didn't really look up the whole thing. I just watched the video. And she was accepting her trophy, and she was up there, and she was pretty much saying how much she appreciated everyone, and she's so happy. And she like turns around to her to pretty much say she was such a good competitor, and was like, "Do you prefer like Jen or Jennifer?" And it sounded so nice. And she pretty much was like, "Yeah, I prefer Jen." And then goes and turns right back around and goes, "Oh yeah, Jennifer was a great competitor. I do." It was so savage. Asked her what name she preferred. She said what name that she preferred, and then immediately a second later addressed her as the other name. I just thought it was such a passive aggressively awesome thing. Like the fact that you took the time, you knew her name, knew both names that she might go by, asked her which one she wanted, and then immediately called her the other one. That is so fucking savage. So I love that. And I saw her with the trophy pretty much flexing, putting up peace signs, hanging with it with her guy's music on in the background, because you know who she's dating is a former singer or former rapper, and he's no longer really doing music too much because of his duties as her man. But I would love to see him back on the music scene at some point. But good shit for Osaka. So Wentz got traded to the Colts. What do you think about this?
It's a typical Colts move. I mean, you just bring in a new vet quarterback who's been around the league and be able to be somewhat successful. Colts definitely won that deal. Eagles didn't really get shit from it. But, you know, we'll see what the Eagles are trying to do with this. But, yeah, Colts definitely won that trade. Carson Wentz is still a serviceable quarterback when you give him the protection that he needs and the weapons around him.
If he can stay healthy, I think he can do exactly what Phillip Rivers
and the Colts
do.
Yeah, the Colts have a good offensive line. They got weapons on the outside. Right. They got a multitude of running backs there. He'll be fine.
Right. Absolutely.
I think he'll kind of resurrect his career a little bit.
I agree with you. So we got Tim Tebow retiring from baseball. What do you think about this?
Hallelujah.
I didn't even know he was playing baseball still.
He was playing AAA baseball.
I thought that ended like a couple years ago.
No, bro. He wanted to try and make it to the big leagues, and it wasn't going to happen. Man. He was hitting 175 in like triple A baseball or like single A baseball, whichever one's the lesser of the two. Like he was just not.
Tim Tebow, bruh, are you serious? Come on, man. I feel you. I dream to be a professional baseball player too. But I mean, he went farther. Shout out to Tim Tebow, trying to do another sport, trying to do that. He's been an analyst.
He just needs to do that. He just needs to do that full time. Like just do that.
Devout Christian, you know. I feel like you can't really hate on Tim Tebow. He's just a really good guy. You know what I mean? So shout out to Tim Tebow.
Yeah. I wish he wasn't.
Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Tim.
You know how guy. I mean, I despise him, but you know, you gotta like him. You gotta like him as a person.
It's because he played at Florida. So we have Tiger Woods, fucking car accident, really bad. Like at first, when I was reading this, it said "rip from the jaws of life." When I read this, I thought, "Oh shit, this is gonna be bad. We're about to lose Tiger," and like we lose so many fucking people. And it's so.
I was gonna say this is the first week we haven't had one on the show.
Yeah, notable though. You know, there's always deaths, and we don't want to disrespect. Maybe we missed one or two that happened. So you know, we're sorry if we did, but nothing that blew up necessarily that we saw. But yeah, this one is definitely the most somber. the most somber news we have today for Tiger. And I don't know the exact injuries, but I know it was something like, I don't know if it was 2 broken legs or, an ankle as well, and just a
They don't.
whole thing.
Yeah, they don't really tell you like what specific leg and what's going on, but they do. I mean, they say there's a bunch of things going on. Obviously, one of them broke either his tibia or his fibula. He broke both. So one of them punctured through the skin, came out of the skin, so it's a compound fracture, and so you have to deal with the swelling and everything post surgery once you insert rods and things of that nature. Didn't talk to, but I got a video from Deepak, who's our sports med guy here for the Unwrapped
Right.
Sports Network, and he kind of gave the similar opinions of what everything else I was seeing from the PGA Tour, the Golf Channel, things of that nature, and their doctors. Once he went into that surgery, being able to get those rods and the screws into his ankle, which he also broke his ankle. So he's got to get screws and plates put in there, as well as in his leg. He's got to have plates and rods in place as well. The good thing is it sounds like it's his right leg. So it's not going to be as much pressure when he tries to come back from golf. So the big thing to watch, though, is that like not the healing the healing process, yes, but not like the actual bone. That's not going to be a huge problem, or the rod that's placed in. It's what can occur after that if you don't take care of it, and you got to worry about infection. So infection is a big deal when you have a big, severe injury like this. As you come out of surgery, you got to wait a couple weeks to see. Not only that, but there's something that can happen where those bones create swelling. That rod creates swelling of the bones, which enhances or inflames the muscles and the arteries and the nerves around it, causing the leg to swell and putting pressure on those arteries and pressure on those nerves, to where eventually some people have to have those legs amputated because they weren't able to get to it in time or it's too severe. So hopefully that's not the case. I imagine he's under the best care possible. So I have the utmost confidence that they're going to be able to do it. And be able to get Tiger back. I mean, they're saying like in a year, maybe a little bit longer than a year, anywhere from 6 to 12 months, because he can probably get back on it as long as he has no complications in 6 months and start rehabbing.
Right.
So they're saying he could be even back up in.
That's absurd. The fact that there's even a thought that he can come back after the back surgeries he's had at the age that he is after this, like that, I can't even comprehend that. Really, I don't even know if that's the best move.
Okay, yeah,
he's so well off financially. He's so well off.
But have you watched a Tiger documentary yet?
I haven't. I need to.
Okay, so I know you don't really pay attention to a lot of golf in the first place and everything like that. I watched a documentary, and like I thought I understood like the mentality that Tiger had when he played the game of golf. But like that documentary just gives you such a backstory on why he is not only in love with the game, but he is obsessed with the game. Like he cannot leave it alone. I mean, we've seen him put himself through all kinds of pain to go and win a huge major championship. We've seen him continue to try and battle through back pain, multiple surgeries, like you're saying, 5 back surgeries in the past 7 years. Insane amount of things that he's putting his body through just to win a game. And that's how we look at it. It's just to win a game. But to him, it's like an obsession. Like he can't stop until he is the best. And that's like how his dad programmed him to be. And that's just what he's carried on for his whole life. So like when you get to understand where Tiger's mindset is and the things that he ultimately cares about and goes further than that and obsesses about it, it's golf. And he will not stop until he thinks he's the best. And honestly, I don't think he's ever going to realize that. He's never going to realize that he is already the best, no matter if he has more than Jack Nicklaus or not. Everybody just looks at the way he changed the game, and that just meant so much more than what Jack was able to provide in major championships. So I would have no problem with him hanging up now. Do I selfishly want Tiger Woods to come back and be able to see him come out in the 2022 Masters after a year from now and win the fucking thing? Absolutely. That would be amazing. But
that'd be miraculous.
It's a far-fetched idea right now, especially after the seriousness of the accident and what he's having to go through. But man, I'm just excited to see what he does, because I know he doesn't quit from a challenge, because that's Tiger Woods. And so like I expect him to be kind of like an Alex Smith type, like, nah, I'm not done. I'm coming back and I'm going to prove something.
All right. I mean, after Alex Smith, dude, anything's fucking possible. Seriously, anything's possible. So before we move into Puff Puff Pass, we're going to tell you about one of our new sponsors and one of the new apps we're working with here at SportsMe. So go download that. It's Android, iOS. It's got everything there. So please go download Sports Me. It's practically, as of right now, sports TikTok. It's a great hub there. Me and Caleb are both on there. I've been dropping takes. It's pretty much 30 seconds or less, exactly how everybody nowadays prefers to digest content. So we're on there dropping takes. I'll probably go on there a little bit on tomorrow and drop some responses and create some battles. You'll see what all that means when you get to go jump over to Sports Me. Of course, this is more about just typing up apps. And again, it's on app, Android, iOS. There's a lot of big names behind here. Ryan Hollins, Vinny Del Negro, Anthony Tolliver, as well as so many other names there from big sports backgrounds, DraftKings, so many places that they're going to be working with. So Sports Me, go check that out, go download that, and interact with the Unwrapped Sports Network, where all of our names have USN at the end of there. So go check us out at Sports Me. We appreciate that, guys. So we got Puff Puff Pass this time, and it's party edition. Let's imagine, close your eyes, imagine we're in a world with no coronavirus. We are able to drink, smoke, hug people, have sex with whoever you want. No worries at all that there's anything that could come beyond just chlamydia. So we are going crazy at a party, and we decide which 3 we need to go to. So I'm going to be at your crib, picking you up, asking, yo, we're going out tonight, and we got 3 options here. So which one are you picking for Puff Puff Pass? For anyone that hasn't watched our show before, remember that you get to puff on 2 options and pass on 1. So we're going to pick the 2 that we like the best, the one that we would pass on. And I think right now we got so much FOMO, and so we've been out of it for so long that all of these sound fantastic. No matter what you give me, I'm down. But right now, we're imagining a world where none of this exists. We're back in the day, or we're so far right now in the future that we've gotten back to this normality. So I say, yo, we're going to go to a club tonight. We also got this house party, but we also have another place that's a little bit more of a chiller vibe, a kickback, as we millennials like to say. I'm not sure if Gen Z's carried that on or not, but let me know the 2 that you're puffing on and the one that you were going to pass on.
So normally my nights out, I do all 3 in one night. So I'll house party pregame, go to the club. After the club, go kick back with the boys if you're not getting laid. But if
that's not a kickback. That's after hours. Like, that's winding down. Like, kickbacks, like, it's a house party. You're there all night, presumably.
Okay,
but it's
like you're
way chiller. Like, it's a bonfire. I know what you're talking about. You got some babes over there. You got your boys over there. You got music and there's probably like 40 people, maybe max. Like,
all right, you're speaking my language, Perry, because I'm all about down here in Florida and being from Tennessee. I'm all about some bonfire parties. So farm parties, been there too. Just having some land is nice.
Parties. Bro, I'm so Californian. Like, I don't even know what that means.
Bro, like, you got a barn and a bunch of land, and you're just partying. It's a great time. You get pretty fucked up. You don't remember how you got home because everybody's just getting fucked up with no rules because there's nobody around. So it's awesome. It's great. So yeah, I'll go kickback. I'm gonna puff on kickback.
Okay. That's your first puff.
Yep. And then
I'm pleasantly surprised that that's your first puff.
And then I'm gonna also puff on. Ooh, these are tough. I'm gonna puff on the club. I like going to a club. I don't go often as I used to, but back when I was in college, I was always going rooftop club called Recess. That was my spot. Had a pool on the rooftop. It was dope. That was my place to go. So, from my experience, that was fun. I love a good old house party though. That takes me back to my high school days too. Just having somebody's parents are gone, you got a nice little house party. And then even in college, you still have like decent house parties and shit like that. So, but yeah, I'm going to also puff on club and I'll pass on house party.
Okay. I think that's fair. And the last at least 2 weeks, we've been different, our answers. We've definitely been on different sides, and I like that. I feel like a lot of the time we get to disagree. But for me, my first puff, it's going to be a kickback. And that's because I think where I'm at now in life, I used to be a promotional director, parties left and right, nightclubs, day clubs, different events. I was getting paid to go to Dave and Buster's and get free food and just bring people and shit. Like no matter what I was doing all day, I was promoting something. So I feel like a kickback now for me is where I'm at. I love the smoking vibe, chilling, music, still a vibe, still doing what we're doing, but kickback's got to be number one for me. So I'm glad that we're on the same wavelength. And house party, like you mentioned, it hits that nostalgic note for you. You always remember that baller house party, or it's like in college, when you've been able to pop those off. But I'm sorry, I'm right there with you this week. Club is my second puff. We're gonna have to pass on house party this week, because for club, as a former DJ as well, that's lit. I used to do that for a living. Like it would be multiple times a week. I'd be at the club, either DJing or I'd be there doing promotions, VIP table, renting out different tables, doing different packages for people, really just making tons of money and having a good time all the time. So I feel like that's second nature for me. It's a beast. I'm telling you, it's a bad, it's a dark place. It's a dark fucking place. So you better be fucking ready for it if you're going to the club. But when it comes down to it right now, we're non-pandemic. You're asking where that we going out tonight. Where are we going to go fuck shit up? It's got to be a club. A house party is just not going to do it. It's a little too.
Even with a club,
if I'm going to be in clothes like that, I need to be at a club. I need to be.
Yeah, and when you're at the club too, when you're at the club, you're going to run into different people. Like a house party is usually secure. Kickback's a little, even closer than that. Like you got your people or whatever. But like when you go to the club, you see people that you might not have even seen like in like 2 weeks or
I think a house party, the probability of getting laid is probably slightly higher, but
it's probably house party is probably highest that you can get.
Yeah, so probability of being laid throughout these three options: house party number one, we'll say club number two, and kickback number three. So we're clearly not looking to get laid right now, although we are down. We're looking for a good time. We're looking to go out and live.
We're single. We're single men.
Hit us up.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. By any means, you hit us up. I'm going to take this away so that you know exactly where to find us. Right below at Perry Aston, Caleb at CHS Knoll. You can find us at keeping_it_blunt for our podcast show. We hit 700 followers. We are on episode 7. So we appreciate the growth there and everyone that's been interacting, the guests that we've had on already, probably about 4, if I'm not mistaken. We're about to have Fantasy Football Hustler and hopefully Bogart from the Rum Boys Network. So we're going to have a couple of great guests coming up, as well as hopefully some bigger guests. We're going to be hitting up J.R. Smith until he wants to block both of us. And we're going to try and get him onto this to just smoke a blunt with us, do his thing. Potentially Megatron. I'm going to hit him up so many times that he doesn't ever want to hear from me ever again. So who knows who we might bring on Keeping It Blunt. But check us out at Unwrapped Sports, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Please go subscribe. Go hit that subscribe button and watch us on there. Twitch, of course. We are on TikTok. If you fuck with that over there, we're going to be on there. And of course, Sports Meet. Check us out. I'm at Perry Aston USN. If you just type USN to the search bar, you will find everybody from the network. You already saw our plug there. And remember, if you're gambling, you need to be gambling on MyBookie.ag with code USN100 when you sign up. If you got $50 right now, go put that in there. If you use code USN100, it'll make that 100 for you and a $15 sign-up bonus. So right there, you just put $50 down and you have $115 to bet with. So go jump on that, even if you're not balling with money. And if not, it's all good. Go ball out by any means. Go put all the way up to $1,000 and they'll match that all the way to $1,000 plus that $15 sign-up bonus. So casino, horse bets, you got the sports book, live betting, everything from mybookie.ag with code USN100 at sign up. Make sure you're doing that. And lastly, patreon.com/unwrapped. sports. That's where you can find our VIP program. If you like what we do here, if you like what Unwrapped Sports does, you like jersey giveaways, you like Amazon card giveaways, we got all that for you. So if you don't fuck with us, it's fine. We got a Keenan Allen signed jersey that at that $10 tier. Put your name in the hat. This is the first month we're doing the Patreon. You know that of all times, your chances are highest of the first few months. Jump in here and put your name. It's the baby blue Keenan Allen signed jersey. It's absolutely beautiful. We're going to be giving that away. And for the next month, we have a David Montgomery signed jersey at the $10 tier. We'll be doing a baseball jersey, basketball jersey, maybe some signed cards since the market's blowing up there. Jump on there. You also get in our exclusive Discord chat. You'll be able to chat with us about gambling picks, fantasy, life, whatever it is we want to chat about. 20% off our shop at teespring.com/store/unwrapped. You can check out all of our apparel on there. It's fantastic. You got the Keeping It Blunt stuff as well as all the other shows, all of our signature stuff on there. You have all of our custom designs, everything right here at teespring.com/store/unwrapped. And of course, like we mentioned, you know, us right here down at the bottom, you can show your love for Keeping It Blunt with a sticker right down there, as well as this beautiful t-shirt. You can get this in multiple colors right here. You got the gray, pink, you know, black, you got gray. There's just all types of combos that you can do with this shirt. So shout out to teespring.com/store/unwrapped and go get your apparel from Unwrapped. That's all I have for you guys today. Caleb, anything else for our viewers? And we again appreciate you guys hanging with us today.
Yeah, man, it's been another amazing episode, man. Me and you looking up. I hope everybody else out there is looking up too. Their 2021 starting to, you know, show a little bit of sunshine out there in the cloudiness that we've been through for this past year now. So we're looking forward to continuing this, you know, adventure with you guys. We're gonna be trying to bring in some bigger name guests, like Perry mentioned. We're gonna reach out to them. Hopefully they enjoy what we do and are excited about joining. And it'd be awesome to have some of those guys on.
And to be honest, we're down to bring on some people. If you're a heavy drinker, you're just a fun time, hit us up. We're gonna bring you on. You know how that rolls. We're pumped to line up all these people. Seriously.
Yeah.
And Caleb, like Caleb said, every Wednesday, me and him are here having a great time. Like we mentioned in the beginning of the show, it's not just the topics we're talking about. We're talking all types of pop culture, all types of news, music, everything that you want to hear with movies, cinema, all of that fun shit, as well as some sports. We even give you a Bachelor update every single week. We got everything for you. We're going to be bringing some more fun segments in here as we progress throughout the next few weeks, as well as, like he mentioned, different guests from around the market, different people. And if you want to be a guest on here, you have a great time with us, why don't you hit us up? We'll incorporate you in some regard.
Come let us know, guys.
We'd love it. We'd absolutely love it. And hit us up on our Twitter pages, but also at the Keeping It _Blunt Twitter page. We have a bunch of fun content on there. Get high, you drink a little bit, check out our Twitter page, hang out with us on Wednesdays. It's usually at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. This week we were a little bit later, but we appreciate everyone that was able to hang out with us this week. So again, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Make sure to keep it blunt.